So here we have a pre-owned 2017 Chevrolet Tahoe. This one comes in the Premier trim level in the beautiful champagne silver metallic. And then we have jet black leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, and that's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This one has 110 to 120,000 miles on it. So as we come around to the front end here, we have our LED daytime running lights there. Headlamps, fog lights. Everything seems to be in working order. A little bit of road rash on the front end, but nothing unexpected with this kind of miles. Down here we get the 22-inch aluminum wheels. Like that look. Passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Power running boards are there. We do have a luggage rack on this one included, or at least the crossbars for that. And then power door lock controls are here. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, express down for the back, electronic child locks and electronic rear window locks. Power mirror controls are there, and we do have power folding side view mirrors which still work, and those have blind spot monitors as well as turn signal indicators in them. Storage here, 2 bottle holders, memory seat function, Bose sound system, heads-up display controls, headlamps, 4-wheel drive, trailer brake controller. We do have power adjustable pedals here. We can cut off those power running boards, parking sensors, traction control, and then our lane departure system. And there's the release for the hood. We do have a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver's seat. We have power lumbar support as well. But having that seat up front adjusted for someone of 6'3", I'm gonna sit behind myself and see how this leg room is with the seat all the way back. So let's hop in here. So not bad space here. My knees are just touching the back of the seat a little bit. We do have seat back pockets on both sides, and it's actually not uncomfortable back here because the seat does have quite a bit of space, and then the cushion is pretty soft as well. Now back here, we do have our rear AC controls, as well as the 3-prong household plug-in, 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI input, aux input, and then those 3-stage heated outboard seats. But what's great is we have the rear entertainment package here, so we can either use the Blu-ray player, HDMI port, or we can wirelessly display something on here. Storage here. Here's a view of the 3rd row. Okay space behind there. And then as you can see, the bottle holder, and then 2 bottle holders over there, and I believe a 12-volt in the back. We're gonna make our way towards the cargo area, and then we can hang a plastic hanger or maybe a metal hanger hood there. Fuel filler, capless fuel filler. And then to the back end, standard tail lights are there. Tow hitch is integrated. And there we have our spare tire. Let's see how this power lift gate works. So I'm surprised that everything seems to be in pretty good working order with this kind of miles on it. I was told that this particular Tahoe just had a transmission replaced. And there's the 3rd row folded flat. So I can't wait to test that out. And if you're interested in buying this, at least you know that those do tend to be an issue on these older ones that have the 6-speed. Really, pretty much all vehicles. Every so often you'll get one that needs a transmission. So this one has a new one, so one less thing you have to worry about if you're interested in purchasing it. That's how the 2nd row seat folds down. Just pull it back up to put it back into place. And then to the front passenger seat, that has power with power lumbar support as well. Lockable glove compartment here. The headphones for the rear entertainment system are in there. Little storage pocket on the side. And then as we come back around to the front, just gonna take a quick look underneath the hood. And there's that 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8. And now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So a nice leather wrap steering wheel. Toggle for that is here to heat it. There's the horn. Over here to the radio for audio, we do get AM, FM, and XM radio. And then we have Bluetooth audio and wired CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. This one does have the built-in navigation system, so you can type in your destination here, use voice recognition, find recent addresses, so on and so forth. And then we do have XM weather available as well as traffic. And then you have different apps as well if you want to sign up for Wall Street Journal, New York Times, etc. Settings are in here. Time, date, language can be adjusted. Rear seat reminder is there. A few other settings. And then we can use this as a scroll bar. And then within each app, we can hit that menu to kind of dive into stuff. We have a secret compartment behind the screen there with a USB-A input. And then we can do volume here, click that to mute, or hold it down to power the whole system. Backup cameras there with guidelines. Down here we have the dual zone automatic climate controls. We can sync those, cut the whole system off. I like that we have a separate area for the rear AC control, so I don't even have to have mine on. I can adjust theirs back there or lock it so they can't mess with it. And then 3-stage heated cool front seats. Here we have two USB-A ports and then a 12 volt. We can close all that off, and then 2 bottle holders here. We can close all that off. And you have a nice clean look there. And then a wireless charging pad on top of the center console cubby space, which is pretty massive. And that has a 12 volt, 2 more USB-A ports, and then an aux input there. I'm gonna slide the sunshade back. Here are all the controls. We have that theft deterrent motion sensor that we can turn on or off. And then we have the liftgate controls as well as the garage door transmitter and the sunroof controls there. So we can one touch slide that back, or we can tilt it. And I like that it goes back all the way. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. And then back to the front here. We have our rear wiper here, so off, intermittent, on. And then our front wiper is here, one time off all the intermittent modes, and then low, high. And then we can hit this to turn the auto wipers on, and then we can get our front wiper fluid there. And then for the windshield, or for the transmission, we can pull, reverse, neutral, drive, low gear. We can manually shift through those 6 speeds there. Tow haul mode is right here. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can go through our track list or radio station favorites, or we can toggle volume up or down there. Cruise control can be turned on or off. We do get adaptive cruise on this one in particular. We can set that speed, cancel, and adjust the gap adjust for the cruise as well as the forward collision alert. And then mute's here, voice recognition is here. We can use these arrows and this check to go through our center stack there. If we want to fool with those options, we get tire pressure monitors, there's a timer. You can go back here, go to options, and then you can actually change your units from US to metric if you want to. And then you can also change your info pages as well. So let's say you want to turn off trip B and you want to turn on the fuel economy, turn off the timer, you can do that, and then that's what'll show when you go back to the info there. We also get a heads up display. So I showed the controls for that earlier. I'm going to zoom in here, and then hopefully you can see as I change the info what it shows. So those are the different options you have on what you can view there. And then push button starts here. There's a key fob with remote start. It's kind of faded, but remote starts there, lock, unlock, and then you can pop the lift gate or pop the glass. And I do want to see this vanity mirror. Oh, that's not too bad. So we get nice premium looking lights here for that vanity mirror. But next, let's go ahead and take this almost 112,000 mile Chevy Tahoe Premier out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Tahoe, I do like how this 6-speed is shifting as normal. And these are pretty easy to drive, just with the smaller 6-speed as opposed to the 8-speed that comes later. But the 5.3 has plenty of power. I'll definitely put my foot into it. Getting on the interstate, as this one has almost 112,000 miles again, so we're gonna put it to the test. No need to break this one in. I'm sure it's been broken in enough, especially with this one needing a transmission apparently. But we're definitely gonna put our foot down here. Here we go. pretty quick. I have the adaptive cruise on now. Now these 22s, you can feel them in the steering wheel just a little bit. But in terms of the sound acoustics, ride quality, everything feels nice. I don't feel anything through the pedals, but again, I do feel the wheels through the steering wheel here. But having the lane keeping system and the adaptive cruise, especially in this 2017 model, does make you feel like you have everything you need for longer road trips, or just like me coming down the interstate for an exit. It's nice to be able to keep that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. Now, wind noise is a bit intrusive right now, but not bothersome. And where this thing does shine is even, again, with this 112,000 miles on here, the ride quality is still phenomenal. Now, I do think if you get this at the right price, something like this can be a luxury SUV bargain. It's not an Escalade, but it is a top-of-the-line Tahoe. And especially having all the safety features that it has, you do feel like you're in something that's very nice. But other than, like I said, the transmission having to be replaced, the engine's still strong. I feel like the steering, the braking, everything feels normal, like I'd expect in a new Tahoe like this. The heated steering wheel even still works, so it's not like this needs a ton of repairs after getting that transmission job. But again, if you can get this for the right price, it does have a new transmission. I don't know what other services it might need in the future, but that's one thing that, especially if you take care of it, you shouldn't have to worry about for the duration of the ownership of the vehicle. And I'm hoping that the transmission at least has a warranty on it anyways, if something were to happen down the road. But yeah, the ride quality is still great. The overall luxury, especially this Premier trim, is still fantastic, even with it being dated compared to the newer ones. And even in 2017, you didn't have wireless, but you did have wired CarPlay, Android Auto. They do make devices that you can use to make your CarPlay wireless. So I think that'll work on this system. But it's an impressive SUV. It always has been, even when they were 70, 80 grand. Of course, this one's not that much now, but it's still not cheap. But again, I feel like you get a lot of luxury amenities for this trim level. And if you're looking for something like this, definitely make sure you check this out in particular. This is the 2017 Chevrolet Tahoe in the Premier trim level.